Sasha's discovery changes everything. Willow seen carrying Daisy on security footage. General Hospital. Port Charles was buzzing with nurses' ball aftermath, but Sasha Gilmore couldn't focus on any of it. Since Daisy, Michael, and Willow's supposed nanny had mysteriously vanished from the Quartermaine mansion 2 days ago, Sasha's instincts hadn't let her sleep. She didn't have hard evidence. Not yet. But something had been off with Daisy from the moment she arrived. Daisy had always hovered near Michael, too polished for a nanny, and most of all, too familiar with Willow. Sasha had kept her distance until Daisy went missing. At first, everyone dismissed it. Maybe Daisy got another job. Maybe she left town. But Sasha had a gut feeling. One that nodded her and whispered, "Willow knows more than she's saying." After a heated conversation with Cody, who let slip that he'd once seen Willow and Daisy arguing in hushed tones near the boathouse, Sasha took matters into her own hands. She used her contacts at Deception to gain access to the Quartermaine estate's private security system. The footage from the side gate and garage hadn't been reviewed yet. But Sasha had a plan, and nothing could have prepared her for what she was about to find. Sasha sat alone at Maxie's apartment with her laptop open, headphones in, and heart pounding. The footage was grainy but clear enough. Timestamped 2 nights ago at 11:37 p.m. A shadow moved by the garage. Sasha slowed the video. It was Willow. Sasha's eyes narrowed. Willow was in her scrubs, but not from her hospital shift. No, this was different. Her posture was tense, and in her arms, a woman. Daisy. Unconscious? Struggling? Sasha couldn't tell, but Willow was clearly dragging Daisy toward the back of her SUV. She paused the video and stared at the frozen frame, Willow holding Daisy by the waist, Daisy's head lolling to the side, clearly not walking on her own. Sasha's breath caught. Oh my God. Maxie walked in with James and froze at Sasha's expression. Sasha? What happened? Sasha slowly turned the laptop around. Maxie gasped. Why would Willow be carrying Daisy? What the hell is going on? Sasha's mind was racing. This wasn't just a nanny quitting. This was a cover-up. And Willow was at the center of it. Michael Quartermaine arrived at the Metro Court for a board meeting with ELQ, still trying to make peace with Willow after a long stretch of silence between them. She'd been distant, claiming stress from work, but Michael knew something else was going on. He just didn't know what. Until Sasha showed up. She met him in the restaurant's private dining room, a flash drive in hand. I need to talk to you. Now. Michael frowned, confused. Sasha, what's going on? She plugged the drive into the TV on the wall and played the footage. Wordlessly. Michael paled. That's Willow. Carrying Daisy. Exactly. But why would she? You tell me, Sasha said coldly. Because unless Willow explains this herself, I'm going to the cops. Michael was torn between loyalty and disbelief. This has to be a misunderstanding. Sasha's voice softened. Michael, I don't want to hurt you. But Daisy's missing. And if Willow knows what happened, we can't just look away. Michael clenched his jaw. Let me talk to her. You have 24 hours. That night, Michael came home to Willow reading a bedtime story to Wiley. She smiled, tired. Everything okay? We need to talk, he said. Her face fell. It's about Daisy, isn't it? Michael nodded. Sasha got security footage. You were seen, carrying her. Willow froze. I didn't hurt her, she said quietly. Then where is she? Michael's voice was shaking. What are you hiding from me, Willow? Willow sat on the edge of the bed, tears threatening. You wouldn't understand. Try me. Willow stood and walked to the window, watching the moonlight shimmer over the garden. Her voice broke. Daisy, she wasn't just a nanny. She was blackmailing me. Michael blinked. What? She knew something. About me. About my past. And she threatened to tell you. I didn't want her in the house anymore. I told her to leave. She refused. Michael's voice was barely a whisper. So what happened? Willow turned. She collapsed. I didn't hurt her, she fainted. I panicked. I didn't want anyone to find her in that state and assume I'd done something. So I carried her to the car, drove her to Ferncliff. Michael gasped. You what? She's safe. I paid for her to get evaluated. She needed help. Michael was stunned. You had no right to hide this from me, Willow. I was protecting us, she whispered. Michael stormed out of the room, leaving Willow sobbing behind him. Sasha waited on the docks the next morning, hoping Michael would call. Instead, it was Dante who showed up. Hey, he said gently. We got a tip. Sasha raised an eyebrow. A tip? Someone anonymously called in about a woman matching Daisy's description being checked into Ferncliff 2 nights ago. Under a fake name. Sasha folded her arms. That was Willow. Dante nodded slowly. We can't confirm that without evidence. I have it, Sasha said. But I need to know, what will happen to Willow? That depends, Dante replied. If Daisy is safe and if Willow didn't harm her, this might stay civil. But if she signed fraudulent documents or had Daisy committed without cause, there could be serious consequences. Sasha hesitated. She didn't want to destroy Willow's life. But she couldn't ignore this. Give me a few hours, she said. Sasha drove to Ferncliff, pretending to be Daisy's sister. She flashed a fake ID maxi, helped her print, and demanded visitation rights. To her surprise, Daisy was alert, shaky, but awake. She recognized Sasha instantly. Sasha, what happened to you? Daisy shook her head. Willow brought me here, said I needed help. But I didn't ask for this. Why was she so afraid of you? Daisy sighed. Because I know her secret. Sasha leaned in. What secret? Daisy hesitated. You have to promise not to tell Michael. Not yet. I promise. Daisy lowered her voice. Willow, she wasn't just in that cult. She was one of Shiloh's recruiters. Sasha felt the blood drain from her face. What? She lured people in, Daisy whispered. She got me in. I followed her because she was kind, and I didn't know any better. Until it was too late. Sasha sat back, stunned. Willow had always portrayed herself as a victim of Dawn of Day. But this turned everything upside down. Now it made sense. The fear, the blackmail, the need to make Daisy disappear. Willow had more to hide than anyone knew. Michael stood in the Q living room when Sasha returned. He looked broken. I went to Ferncliff. I saw her. So did I. He blinked. And? She's not unstable. She's lucid. And she told me the truth. Michael braced himself. She said Willow recruited her into Dawn of Day. Michael's world tilted. No, Willow was a victim. She told me. She lied, Sasha said. She wasn't just another follower. She brought people in. Michael shook his head in disbelief. She was part of the machine that hurt so many people, Michael. And Daisy was going to go public. That's why Willow had her locked away. Michael sat down hard. I don't know who she is anymore. I'm sorry, Sasha said quietly. I wish I was wrong. That evening, Michael confronted Willow once again. I spoke to Daisy. Willow's eyes widened. You what? She told me about Dawn of Day. About you. Willow turned pale. She's lying. No, Michael said. You're lying. You were a recruiter. You dragged people into that cult. Willow's voice trembled. I was lost. I was hurting. I thought I was doing good. And when I realized the truth, I got out. You never told me. I was ashamed, Willow whispered. You'd never look at me the same. Michael's voice was like steel. You were right. Tears filled her eyes. I love you, she said. Michael turned away. I don't know if I can love someone I don't trust. Dante arrived at the Quartermain house the next morning. We've confirmed everything. Willow filed false medical documents and used a fake name to admit Daisy. Michael watched, heartbroken, as Willow was handcuffed on the front steps of their home. She didn't fight. She didn't beg. She simply looked at Michael and said, "Take care of Wiley. Tell him I love him." Sasha watched from across the street, arms crossed. She didn't feel victorious. She felt hollow. Sometimes telling the truth shattered everything. Weeks passed. Daisy was released from Ferncliff with a full exoneration and was working with Alexis Davis to file charges against the facility and Willow. Willow's trial was pending, but her medical license had already been suspended. Michael, torn but resolute, filed for full custody of Wiley. And Sasha? She stood by her truth. She'd done what was right, even if it meant losing friends. One night, she received a letter at her apartment. No return address. Inside was a short note, written in Willow's delicate script. Thank you for forcing me to face my past. I'll never forget that you didn't abandon the truth, even when it hurt. Willow. Sasha folded the letter slowly. The truth didn't always feel like justice, but it was always the right path. And in Port Charles, that meant everything.